Hey guys, Ospardio here. Here to talk about the Xbox Series S. So clearly you're here because you're on the fence about it. It's 2021. They're becoming more available. It's hard to get a Series X. It's hard to get a PS5 still. So do I pull the trigger and just get a Series X and say screw it? I'm going to tell you my personal experience. I basically found it at a supermarket store, and it was the only one in the kiosk there, so I just grabbed it. It was a spur of the moment thing. That's probably what it'll be like for a lot of you who refuse to buy it from a scalper online. And I'm going to say I was a PS4 player, PS3 player for years and years. I was an Xbox 360 player, but the Red Ring of Death, after like the fifth one, turned me off from Microsoft. I kind of gave Xbox a break. Did not play the last gen Xboxes, the Xbox Ones. Didn't touch them. Thought it was garbage. But, you know, new generation, new technology. I've had an Xbox Series S now for about maybe 4 or 5 months. And what's my take on it? I love it. It's a great investment, especially if you're not completely sold on Microsoft, like myself. I still want to get a PS5. I just can't get one. But this is a good thing to hold you over until, you know, probably next year when you'll be able to get one at a supermarket or a video game store. I would say that the best thing about the Series S is you're able to play the next gen games, even though all games now are for the old gen. There's no difference, really. I mean, there's no new gen games yet, really, if you think about it. I mean, like the PS5 exclusive games, but other than that, I mean, all the Xbox games are for Xbox One, so it's not like you're really getting any cutting edge, exclusive games. But the difference is the graphics are obviously better. The game loading times are fast on the S. I mean, when you're loading old gen games. Now, this is going to change when better games come out. But as of right now, games load up fast. The 4K upscaling looks impressive if you have a decent TV like myself. I don't have a great TV. It's not a true 4K TV, but it does do upscaling. And honestly, the best settings for my TV is 1080p at like 120 hertz. That looks way better than the 4K upscaling, but you know, to each his own. But yeah, you can play all the games you want to play. Xbox Game Pass is a good deal. But one thing that was really impressive, honestly, is the streaming. Like the Netflixes and the HBO Maxes and the Disney channels. I mean, the picture quality through that is astounding. So if you just happen to come across a Series S and you want to pull the trigger but you're not sure, or you just don't know, is it worth it? I would say yes, it's worth it, and especially if you plan on buying a PS5 like myself, which I still haven't found one. I mean, at least you'll have the Xbox brand, but you don't have to pay the extra for the X. Now, I mean, if you want the X, get the X. I mean, the disc reader is great for backwards compatibility. But you know, the PS5 also has that for PS4 games, and I have a ton of PS4 games, so I gotta stick with the 5. But I think I'm just gonna stay with the Xbox Series S, and I'm not gonna worry about getting an Xbox Series Xbox Series X. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna stick with the S. I'm gonna buy a PS5. I'm gonna call it a day, and I'll be good for the next 4 or 5 years. So, thinking about getting a Series S, just get it.